Chapter 10 Abyssal Blade. Shi Feng observed his surroundings after hanging up on Blackie. Seeing that nobody paid attention to his sudden arrival, he quickly entered an empty alley. Opening a fine gold treasure chest would definitely cause a commotion. Opening and showing off a fine gold treasure chest at the crowded plaza was a bold action. It was something only noobs would do. Compared to the real world, there were no constraints within the game world. It went without saying, the great powers in the game hungered for great treasures. If a player did not have the capability, one of the best-case scenarios was one being killed back to level 0 for the treasure. However, if the treasure did not drop out, then congratulations, you can only live in the city for the rest of your life. While other players were out in the wild leveling up, the only thing you could do was to hang around in the city. After a few months, you could proudly be promoted to city guide. Shi Feng was not an assassin who was capable of stealth, hiding, and assassination. Currently, he did not have the sufficient strength to protect himself, so keeping a low profile was necessary. Shi Feng quietly observed the empty alley for some time. After he made sure nobody followed him, he took out the black longsword. Shi Feng's brows wrinkled when he looked at the black longsword. Abyssal Blade, magic weapon. Job requirement, swordsman. Do you wish to bind the equipment? Should I equip it or not? Shi Feng became frustrated when he looked at the Abyssal Blade. Shi Feng was very familiar with magic weapons. Magic weapons were different from normal equipment. They did not have any rankings to differentiate them, and they were even rarer than legendary equipment. Its power was without question. However, a magic weapon was a double-edged sword. This was because the weapon had a side effect called backlash. If the player using the magic weapon was not cautious, a single mistake could cripple their account. In his previous life, there were a few experts in Star Moon Kingdom that became top-tier experts because of magic weapons. Even during his peak, Shi Feng could only look up to them. However, after a period of time, two of those experts crippled their accounts because they did not deal with the backlash properly. Their only choice was to start a new account. Forget it, let's just set it aside for now. I can't take the risk right now. Shi Feng shook his head as he kept the Abyssal Blade. He had to earn 16,000 credits in 10 days. The pressure on him was huge. If any mistakes were to happen, then all his efforts before would become wasted. Shi Feng took out the fine gold treasure chest. Shi Feng looked at the gold-plated treasure chest, unable to suppress the excitement in his heart. The secret silver treasure chest they brought out the last time already contained a pharmaceutical recipe and blacksmithing design. I wonder what a fine gold treasure chest would give? Shi Feng had been playing God's Domain for 10 years now, and the number of fine gold treasure chests he had seen did not exceed 20. Wars were fought over for every fine gold treasure chest. Shi Feng would not even dare to dream that he could be in possession of one. Shi Feng slowly opened the treasure chest. Suddenly, golden rays of light leaked out from the chest, illuminating the small alley. It would definitely be a dazzling beacon of light if it was nighttime. It would attract everyone's attention. Not daring to take any risks, Shi Feng quickly retrieved all the items from the chest. The dazzling lights slowly faded away after the chest was emptied. Fortunately, it was an empty alley, so nobody would notice the short period of radiance. The settings for treasure chests in God's Domain really are damned. Luckily it's daytime here. Shi Feng glanced at the treasure chest by his side, then shifted his gaze towards the 3 treasures in his hands. There were 2 ancient books and a battle armor. The battle armor was a secret silver equipment. It was much worse than Shi Feng had imagined it to be. Sky armor, secret silver rank. Plate armor. Equipment requirement, strength 20. Equipment level, 5. Defense +2 5. Strength +6. Endurance +3. Agility +3. Durability 30/30. Additional attribute, power weakening. Reduce physical damage received by 15% after equipping. Shi Feng became shocked after looking at the battle armor's attributes. Although the level of the equipment was a lot lower than the one in his previous life, its attributes were top tier. If it was worn by a warrior class, the high defense coupled with power weakening would make tanking physical bosses no longer a problem. If this armor was sold now, its price would definitely be astronomical. This is too great. Now I have armor for level 5. Shi Feng happily stored the sky armor. Swordsman wore plate armor as well. When Shi Feng wore it at level 5, he could definitely become a shield warrior. Shi Feng shifted his gaze to the two ancient books, becoming shocked once more when he saw their names. Book of Forging, and Records of Potions. These two were both extremely rare treasured books. Everyone knew that forging and potion making were extremely hard to learn. Every forging master and potion master were the symbols of strength of a guild. Even Shadow, a guild that possessed 10 city-states, only had 2 forging masters and 5 potion masters. Every one of them was treated like princes. With these 2 books, Shi Feng could create a forging master and a potion master. I remember there being a hidden quest in Dark Moon Valley. Not only would it teach forging for free, it would also reward a forging talent. If I have both the forging talent and book of forging, I could quickly become an advanced forging apprentice. Then I could make bronze equipment and earn a lot of money. Shi Feng recalled a member of Shadow called Hammer Trading. The person had become a forging master because he completed that hidden quest. Dark Moon Valley was a level 4 monster area. The quest as well was a difficult one and would take up a lot of time. It seems I have to buy some items and make proper preparations. Shi Feng stored the 2 books and sent a mail to Blackie, telling him to meet up at the trade area. Shi Feng then headed to the trade area, himself. At this time, there were quite a lot of players at the trade area. Players who were tired of killing monsters would come to the trade area to rest, having a drink and chatting. There were also players selling their loot from grinding. Shi Feng searched for an empty spot, covering the ground with a piece of white cloth. He placed down the equipment and herbs he picked, starting his stall. The level 4 common cloth armor was priced at 1 silver 20 coppers, while the bronze shield was priced at 21 silvers. It was a fair and cheap price at this stage of the game. Rare herbs, high-level equipment, those interested come and take a look. Shi Feng shouted. There were quite a number of players in the trade area. However, most of them were selling materials such as herbs, ore, etc. Until now, there had not been a single player selling equipment. Shi Feng's shout immediately became everyone's focus. It can't be. There really is equipment. A bronze shield even. What unbelievable luck. I don't even have common equipment yet he's already got a piece of bronze equipment? This is level 5 equipment. Is this a joke? I'm not seeing things, right? What's so great about it? Don't forget, there was an expert that killed the town mayor. That was a level 15 elite. Now nobody can receive a quest from the town mayor. Some players that received the town mayor's quest are also fuming with rage. All of them want to eat that expert alive. 21 silvers, this price is too high. I don't even have 1% of that money. The surrounding players were all in shock. God's domain hadn't been open for 10 hours till now, yet someone could obtain such top-tier equipment. The most unbelievable part was that it was even being sold. It should be known that most guilds and workshops would wear the equipment they obtained, increasing their advantage as much as possible. They would definitely not sell them. Right now, players were, on average, level 1. Level 5 equipment was something impossible to imagine, not to mention a level 5 bronze shield. However, 21 silvers was too high of a price. The income of the average player did not exceed 20 coppers, and 21 silvers equaled 2,100 coppers. It was an impossible price for them to shoulder. Shi Feng silently smiled as he looked at the increasing number of spectating players. He never hoped for these average players to buy it. What he wanted was the advertising effect. It was only a moment before a party of players rushed over. Leading them was a shield warrior. Give way, give way. Now that we, Shadow, are here, we are buying everything on the stall. Everybody else can just leave. The party members of Shadow created a path for the shield warrior to walk through. Shi Feng sent them a glance, discovering that the shield warrior was someone he knew. The man was called Flaming Tiger. He was the team leader for Shadow in Red Leaf Town. In his previous life, Shi Feng was constantly used as cannon fodder, preventing him from rapidly rising. Flaming Tiger was responsible for 3/10 of that effort. Shi Feng never thought he would meet up with this man so quickly. You the stall owner? Flaming Tiger became excited as he looked at the blue cross-shaped shield. He then looked at Shi Feng. He did not have the observing eyes skill, so he could not tell Shi Feng's level. However, Shi Feng was only clad in novice equipment, and he did not have any guild's insignia on him. He was definitely just an average player. Obtaining such equipment should be due to good luck. Shi Feng nodded his head saying, "That's right. Good, I want everything here for 1 silver. Flaming Tiger proudly stated. He said it as if everything on the stall was just unworthy garbage, and that giving 1 silver for them was looking up to 1. I don't negotiate prices. Please don't hinder my business by acting like a lord." Shi Feng did not get angry, choosing to ignore Flaming Tiger. At this moment, Flaming Tiger's face became livid. He glared at Shi Feng, coldly saying, "Are you sure you want to oppose this, Shadow? I'll give you one more chance. Think carefully before you speak." Suddenly, all 5 other members of Shadow surrounded Shi Feng. Shi Feng rolled his eyes at Flaming Tiger, saying in a straightforward manner, "Fools." He actually dared to threaten Shi Feng inside Red Leaf Town. Did he not know it was prohibited to take action inside a town? "You're courting death." Flaming Tiger raged, both his eyes turning blood red. He couldn't help but want to kill Shi Feng right this instant. Ha ha ha, truly interesting. A level 5 bronze shield. How could us Assassin's Alliance be left out? Another group of over 10 players came at this moment. Every player wore the Assassin's Alliance's insignia. The person who spoke up was Stabbing Heart. He became shocked when he saw the stall owner. He did not expect to see Shi Feng, the expert who had cleared the bronze prize challenge in a single try. Shi Feng had even obtained a level 5 bronze shield now, so he had definitely killed a high-leveled elite monster. Stabbing Heart became even more respectful of Shi Feng. "Here's 24 silver, I want everything here. Let's become friends. The next time you have any good equipment, you must consider us, Assassin's Alliance." Stabbing Heart handed over the 24 silvers without hesitation. Although it was not easy for the guild to collect these 24 silvers, it was definitely worth it if he could become friends with an expert like Shi Feng. "Alright. Since you're so straightforward, I won't ask for the 50 coppers anymore. I'll contact you in the future." Shi Feng understood Stabbing Heart's intention. It wasn't a bad deal if he could cooperate with such a large guild. Meanwhile, the surrounding players were shocked by Assassin Alliance's overwhelming air, handing over 24 silvers without batting an eye. Now, this was a large guild. Such an action had made a lot of players wanting to sign up for the guild. Compared to the Assassin's Alliance, there was no future in joining a guild like Shadow. Everybody sent looks of contempt over to them. After being looked down upon by Shi Feng, then being given a slap by the Assassin's Alliance, Flaming Tiger's face became beet red. His eyes nearly crackled from anger. He called over an assassin, coldly saying, "Quiet Wolf, you keep an eye on that kid. I'll let him know what happens when he opposes Shadow." On the other side, Shi Feng had long since left the scene. He was currently purchasing items around the trade area. He now held 24 silvers on his person. It was an amount even greater than the total wealth of an average guild. Now that Shi Feng was an absolute tycoon, he started buying things without a single care. He bought 20 bottles of black steel beer, each costing 25 coppers. He bought 30 smoke bombs, each costing 20 coppers. He bought 100 apple pies, each costing 5 coppers. Eating it recovered 30 HP every second, lasting 10 seconds. He bought 100 magic water, each costing 5 coppers. Drinking it recovered 30 MP every second, lasting 10 seconds. Shi Feng spent a lot of his wealth within an instant, leaving him with only 3 silvers. "Brother Feng, you've finally decided to show up. What are we going to do now?" Blackie had been waiting in the trade area for some time now. He wore a dark expression on his face, and his eyes were filled with resentment. God's domain had already been open for over 9 hours now. Aside from obtaining an Explorer title, Blackie did not obtain anything else. He was nearing the point of dying from depression. "Let's go grind some monsters then." Shi Feng smiled, sending Blackie a party request.